Hello, today I'd like to make another card for you, and this is actually going to be in a set that will be out in June 1st. Well, a few of the things here will be out on June 1st. This is the painted glass set. It has a butterfly, a rose, a bird, and a pretty decorated circle and some beautiful like old English writing sayings. And it also comes with vellum 6x6 paper stacks, and there's some gorgeous designs in here. I just think it's stunning, and I had to have a go at coloring them. This was actually my second attempt. Let me show you my first attempt at one of these fancy fold cards. Oh, I'll put it there right now. This is the outside of the card. I think it's very pretty. Then when I opened it up, I put the stained glass, colored stained glass in here, and the flowers. Like I said, this is my second attempt. My first attempt was very busy. I did Thinking of You with a half side of embossing and half of the new paper. And then the inside is all the new paper, and it was really busy. So I figured I'd put the white there instead. So what I'm going to do is I'll fix this one. But I like this. It was Thinking of You, and then you can't really see it too well, but here I put "and sending hugs." So, I mean, I did like that card, but it's very busy. So I wanted to simplify the look, not the actual card, and make it a little less busy. So I hope you like that one. And here are two others that I have made that my son wanted me to make for friends of his for Mother's Day. This is actually another new set. Will be out on June 1st, and it is a hostess set. If you hold an event or party, you could choose this set as a reward. So I used that saying out of the hostess set, and the same folder, and I put a bow on this one, and I colored the inside with the birds this time for that one. And I did that in Coastal Cabana. Is a color that is a returning color. It's coming back in June. And, well, this color is sea foam green, and that's a new color as well. And this one is Highland Heather. It's the same as this saying. I put a bow and a butterfly, and I did the flowers in the butterfly glass in that with the flowers on the thing and Happy Mother's Day for my son's two best girlfriends that are moms. So let's get started, and I'll tell you what you need for this. And this is the set. So I'll put that up right now. Okay. What you will need is you have to choose one of your stained glass 6x6 papers from your stack. Then I colored them. You can choose a bunch of markers. I have a bunch here, and I just chose different colors. And when you're coloring your paper, you color on the back. You don't color on the front where the really black part is that pops. You just color on the back. And I have actually left just this little tiny piece here that doesn't have any coloring on it yet, and it's clear. So I didn't put any of the blue. So let me show you that right now. All I did was I took on the back and just colored it with the Stampin' Blends. And it is so easy. And this is an alcohol marker, so it dries very quickly. So it's excellent for this. It doesn't leave it too wet for too long. It really dries quickly. So I just chose some markers, and I just did them in different colors. Like this would be your Daffodil Delight Yellow. This was actually the red the light cherry cobbler. This was lovely lipstick, I think. Yes, this is a new color, the lovely, the light one. And then that one was a coral. Red coral, yep, okay. So just pick colors and decorate your glass the way you like. Okay, now I did take this 6x6 sheet, all right? And I did cut 1/4 inch off each section. Let me put these markers out my way. I only wanted it 5.5 long because our cards, A2 cards, are 5.5 in length. So I did cut off 1/2 inch at the top and 1/2 inch at the bottom to make it 5.5. So, because these are 6x6 papers. Then what you want to do is you want to fold it like a mountain, a valley, and, you know, the mountain. So you'll have it like that. You will need 2 pieces of Whisper White, 2 1/4 inches long, and you need to score it at 1/4 inch and then fold it with your bone folder. And we're going to attach that there and that one there, and this will go in the inside of our card. Then you will need your card base. I chose the seafoam green again, sorry, and this measures 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and I used the Textured Dynamics embossing folder. This is one of the really thick ones that you only use one acrylic plate through your Big Shot, and it's better if you spray it with water or like I did, I don't know if you can see it, I did spray it with my glimmer spray, my handmade one that you see in all my videos. So you'll need your card base. I already told you about the folder. For the front, your circles and your scallop, I used my layering circle framelits and my stitched shapes. And you can use whatever size you... I left them on the table. Sorry, I left them on the table. And these are the sizes I used. They're not sized, so you just kind of have to look and see. Like, I could measure this and tell you how wide it is. It's actually 2 3/4, or just about 2 5/8 to the edge, from the edge to the edge, not the cutting part of the stitched. And then these are, let me do this one. This is just a little over the 3, and this actually fits on top, not inside, so you'll be able to see which ones I used. But you can use whichever ones you want that fit around the sentiment that you are using. You can use anything that fits in a circle, or, you know, because I'm doing circles. It doesn't have to be from this set. Obviously, it doesn't have to be right now because you can't buy this yet until June 1st. So, use any sentiments that you like. And I just like the design of the card. There's so many pretty designer series papers out there that you can fold. And if you did choose something like this, I'd suggest that you put the white here and your white there. That way you can write your your message to the recipient on the white, or you could write it on the back. But this is very thick. So try and find you a designer series paper that isn't quite maybe as thick. And I didn't put these in my other ones either. So that makes it a little thicker, but a little 2x2 squares. We're not going to do that today. So, all right, so I've got the framelits. Yes, okay, we did that. I can put that aside. Then what I did was I did emboss. I did the writing in black embossing, which is coming back. We are getting that again. I love black embossing powder. So you need a Versamark, your embossing buddy, and black powder, and a tray, you know, or a piece of paper to put that in. I use my tray. So that is that. So let's get started on this. So, and actually we'll start with our sentiment, okay? So I am going to use Have a Beautiful Birthday. This one right here, Have a Beautiful Birthday. And first we'll take our embossing buddy. And all this does is it takes the oils from your fingers and static off the paper, so the powder, so the ink and the embossing powder doesn't fly all over. So you'll see once I put the powder on, if you didn't use the embossing buddy, it would be all over the place. Let's do it about right there. Hold it for a second and click it off with your thumb or your fingernail. Then I'm going to just pour my powder over top of it and tap it off. And there's our black embossing. It's going to take me a second to do this. I'm going to heat up my gun real quick. Let it heat up. Put that away. And you'll see it change. There it goes. Ooh, hot. It gets so hot. Be better if you held it with tweezers, unlike me, getting your fingers in the way. There, all nice and shiny. Nice and shiny. Right, so let that cool. And we're going to glue all those together and just put them on front. I'm not using dimensionals because the card is thick enough. So we are just going to use glue. Let me put that away, out my way. Right, we can do that right now. At least glue this together. I just like my glue bottle with a thin pointy tip, because when I use the regular bottle, I get it to pour out so fast. So I like this bottle much better for the liquid glue, because I don't tend to squeeze as much on there. Then we just set it in the center. Another good thing about liquid glue. There we go. You can move just a little. And there we go. Let's put that in the center of this one now. There we go. Down a wee bit. I'm not going to put ribbon. I have ribbon on this, but it's hardly noticeable. So I'm just going to leave the ribbon off on this one. Alright, that should be good. So we can actually stick it on the front. I don't know what I did with my cap. Oh well. There it is. I see it now. And then we're going to put this about center-ish on your card. And I did stamp a couple of roses and a couple of butterflies and cut them out. And we're going to just put a butterfly on here. We'll do that in a little bit. We'll put the butterfly on there and the roses on the inside. So I'll put them here right now. So for the inside now, that side, we have colored our paper. And this is actually, if you had this stuck on there and that one stuck on there, this actually measures 10 inches. So you'll have 2, 6, and 2. But you got your little quarters here that are going to be taking up a part of this. So it's actually 10 inches, and you fold this first, right? You fold it like a valley and mountain. No, one forward, one back. And we will glue that on here. And I think I'm going to use the 2B glue pen. I have a little bit more control over this too. Just a little bit down there. Just make sure it's on there. There we go. Now remember, when you're doing this, make sure you have your stuff all the right way up. It's not going to matter at this precise time, but when you put it on your card, you don't want to put it upside down. So make sure you're doing it the right way so your valleys are going the right way. Or your valleys and mountains. That's why I've heard people call them. It's like an accordion fold, really. All right. That should do for glue. Doesn't take much to glue vellum. This is actually a really good glue. Well, I think it is for vellum. Stick that down. Very good. Fold it. There we go. So that will be great now, right? And it folds just like that. You could fold it, burnish it, make sure it's folded really well. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take glue and liquid glue, put it all on the back of this. And bring over our card. This is the front. I'm going to just place this down here and here. Move it up just a tad. It's still a little movable, so we are good. Press it down. All right. And then we will take our other side. You don't want to do it too close to the ends because then it squashes out when you put it down. Bring it all the way over and line it up. Squish it down. There we go. Now, so there is our card. Let me see if I have it on here. I first saw this on YouTube. And it was done by a Melissa Hatton, and she did this and called it a fun fold. And I thought it was very pretty. So I've just adapted it a little bit to, you know, the new. Hers was a 4" by 6" size. And I don't have any envelopes to fit that, and I don't want to make an envelope. So I'm lazy and just adjusted the size. And this worked out perfect. So you can put a little sentiment inside like I did here. Not in that one. Where's the ones I made for my son? In this one, I just put Happy Mother's Day on there. You could do that as long as, make sure it's hiding inside your card when you close it. You know, put it back far enough. That could actually have gone back further. Right. So that's the base of our card there. Now we can just like decorate the inside, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to put a rose here and a rose up there, right? And I'll use liquid glue for this. I just stamped these and cut them out. Put one on that side, and you can write, you know, a little message on either side of this, or you could put it on the back if you like. And what would have been nice is to stamp in the black embossing powder on vellum, like I did for these cards. I did with the vellum. I did it all with the vellum. I think it looks a little bit prettier. The colors are more vibrant actually than on these. That's a regular colored one, and that's the vellum. I just like the vellum better. But I already had this one all cut out, and I decided to do it that way anyway. It's still very pretty, and it matches these roses perfectly. So we're going to take our little butterfly and just bend him in the middle there. Put your nail in and bend the wing. So you have his little body with a dent in it there. And we'll take a couple of glue dots. Find my pokey tool. Just falling down in here. There we go. Take a glue dot and we'll put the butterfly up here. Put one on the back of him as well. A her. Wow. It could be a her. I guess they have a sex, the butterflies, male and female. I wonder if they're like birds. The male birds are always so much prettier than the females. Weird, huh? But anyway, there is our card. I hope you liked it. I thought it was a very pretty fun fold. It's a bit late to do for Mother's Day. If you're making it right now and giving it to a person, you don't have to mail it. Go right ahead and make a Mother's Day card. That would be very pretty. Mothers would love stained glass. I would love a card like this. So, but thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If you need any of the products, like I said, you could, the embossing folder is available, the stitch shapes, and you could use a different paper for the center. That's the only thing that you need to do different would be your paper and your sentiment. But you could still make this very pretty card. If you need a demonstrator, I would be honored to earn your business, and my website will be listed below, or it is right here, stampingnana.com, and I will have all the measurements and instructions on my blog. If you need any other ideas, also check out my blog posts. I have all my older blogs and posts listed. I appreciate you watching, and you have a wonderful evening. Good night.